Okay, well, I'm getting back to it. What I've done so far today, I've extended all of the wires so that I'd have plenty of slack down inside. And then I ended up drilling 2 additional holes right back there. That way it's a direct feed into the bottom of the case. In the bottom of it, where these will come up, they'll actually be sitting on the opposite side of the motherboard tray. So I figure I'll just loop them around and come from the other end and plug them in, and then I'll just make some type of brackets to hold them on up here. But I will see as I go. I think they'll end up working. And so what I end up doing, I mean, the wires, I don't have the actual kits to do them nice, so the wires actually go back to what they are on originally up to there. But if you open them up, I use black and red for all of them. I just alternated it that way because I didn't know I had the wire looms at first. So that way, if I didn't have those, it would at least all be the same 2 colors. And I just did one at a time to make sure I got everything wired up properly for it to match up. That is about all that I ended up doing today. Last night, I did get the inserts for this made, both of those. So now for the front, all of the trim stuff is actually done now, as far as I can think of. So everything matches all around with the openings for it. Now it's just a matter of getting my computer moved over into it, which computer case up there, I'll move that down here in just a minute, start moving over the motherboard into this. And then I need to line up the water cooler and figure out what I'm going to do with the hard drive trays also. I'll need to mount something with the hard drive, which I'm figuring I may connect to the bottom of the battery tray. That way it's not sitting directly on the ground. And the only reason I might not is it may be an issue with the water cooler for it blowing across there. So, but that's what I'm thinking, is I might put it right here and just make it removable, so I can slide it back and remove it when I put if I have to take the water cooler in and out. And I'm figuring the water cooler I am going to have on the back. The bottom part I was saving in case I get a 420. I believe I was looking at. I think that would fit there, 420 for the front, or for the bottom. The front piece, which I was thinking of staining these, but I may not, at least not right now. The front piece, I'm also figuring I might put a large fan on there. I've got two of the larger fans on my case right now. I may mount one right there just to help direct the flow straight through on it. So and in case you can't tell from all these wires, right now I am using this to test it out, and also because my little tablet laptop thing will not power the external drive on its own. So I'm using that, and I've got it plugged in. So I made sure everything is working. Oh, that's the other thing I ended up doing today, which I didn't record. I had to take this apart. There's a switch on the back of it. Every time it loses power, you have to push that switch to turn it on. What I ended up doing, I took it apart, pulled off part of the switch so it was shorter, closed off the opening so it's putting constant pressure on it, and I used a hot glue stick on the other side to seal the hole. So that way, even if I cycle power to this, it never turns. When I plug it back in, it immediately turns back on. So if you guys end up trying something like this, look into that. Some of these, the power is a toggle switch. This one isn't. It's a reset on it. So every time you're supposed to have to do it unless you modify it yourself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start moving stuff over from that, and just as I move it over, I'm going to start checking different things like the audio and the USBs, because those are two USB 2s right there. And then the Blu-ray burner I'll test once I have everything together.